May has been all about the life and teachings of the Masters of the Far East. We've been in book 5, and Cheryl started us out with, she talked about the inner light, our inner light, and actually seeing the greater within us than we currently do. And then Cindy did a wonderful service here just recently on affirmations, and she taught us how to use them, how we can apply them in our life. She even gave us a nice little sheet of different beautiful affirmations to take home and work on. And then Patrick came in and followed up, and he reminded us that we are all the physical manifestation of God. That's what it means to be a child of God. Pretty awesome. I've really enjoyed it. I hope all of you have enjoyed it. And today I have the opportunity to share abundance and the law of prosperity. So, when you hear the word abundance, somebody asks you, wow, are you abundant? And you think about it. What's the first thing that comes to mind? Most of us go to finances, you know? If you're abundant, you got to have that money, right? Oh, cha-ching, my bank account's up there if I'm abundant. Or maybe you've got that job, a killer job that just, I'm the CEO here. It's great. I'm living in abundance. Or maybe it's that car that you've always wanted. If I had that car, I know that I would be abundant. And in that thought, in that moment, how far back do we put family, friends, health? It's not one of the first things that comes up in abundance usually. So, one of the interesting things about thinking about abundance, we go within, and we center and meditate, and we get these ideas, and we actually start to physically feel them. Our body has a chemical change and a physical change. And when we do that, it's amazing. We don't realize it. So I want to just show you what I'm talking about. Okay, explain, so I can explain it to you. So I want everybody just kind of put your feet on the ground, sit back in your seat. We're going to close our eyes for just a moment, okay? Close your eyes. And I want you to see the most beautiful place you can think of. Maybe it was a painting. Maybe it was a place that you visited, or someplace you've always wanted to go. And I want you to put yourself there physically. Be in that energy, that moment. Just take it in. Let it wash over you. Feel the joy and happiness in your heart in that moment. And as you're in that spot, I want you to notice what your body's doing in the chair, physically. Okay, you can open your eyes. Now, that was really, really quick, okay? But you might have felt a little softening. Maybe when you started, you might have been a little like this, the shoulders a little bit, and then you saw that picture and kind of went, oh, okay, that's nice. That's a nice spot to be. Our physical bodies react to our thoughts, whether we realize it or not. I hope you kind of felt a little bit during that time. Like I said, it was quick. But when we have positive thoughts, positive feelings and emotions, our physical bodies react, the chemistry starts working. And, when we close our eyes and we get that image of where we want to be, who we want to be, what we want to experience, it starts coming in and we're like, oh yeah, that's it. We're in that spot. We have visually created this picture. And as we're meditating and we see it, we might even get a big smile on our face because we're enjoying it. Our minds see it as reality in that moment in time. Our bodies physically change, chemically change. We go into a joyful mood. It's wonderful. And then what happens? We open our eyes. We go, oh, and we're kind of still in that lull of, wow, that was great, wonderful. And then we look around and go, oh, whoa, wait a minute. I'm in reality again. We totally negate everything at that moment in time. Everything that we just created. We created our desire, what we wanted mentally and emotionally for ourselves. But then we come back and we say, no, we can't have that. We're not allowed to. If we cannot accept that, accept the power within us and know that we can have that, our creation, we can never grow. We'll never have it. We do it all the time and don't realize it. You know, I'm talking about abundance, and we live in abundance all the time, every minute of the day. Because guess what we do believe? We believe that we have to work every day. We believe that our jobs take up the majority of our time during the week, don't we? Tend to, anyway. We believe that we have so many commitments, we don't have time for our family and friends to do what we really want to do. Another belief that we tend to take in is we believe we have all these bills to pay. So, in reality, this shows us we are immense creators of abundance. But what type of abundance are we filling our lives with? Are we filling it with limited creations? Or are we filling it with unlimited possibilities? What do you want to fill it with? Now, Jesus told us that it's the Father within that gives us everything we want. All we got to do is ask, and it's there. And that's the truth. And we would all say, yeah, we agree. We know that, right? It's ours. All we got to do is ask. But what we ask and focus on tends to be what we don't want. We don't realize it at the time. It's our thoughts. Do you realize, and this was really strange, I found this out, statistics show that we have approximately 60,000 thoughts a day. 60,000 crazy thoughts run through our brain. And that's probably on a good day, right? And all those thoughts are just swirling around. And most of them, we don't even participate. It's like, oh, that's an itch. Okay. We're not aware of our thoughts most of the time. But there are those large thoughts that come to the forefront that we can become aware of, that we know, that stand out, that we can take control and change if we don't feel they are serving our highest and greatest good. So I want to read something out of the Aquarian, chapter 88. And this is a time when Jesus, he's got all the disciples, and they've been out all night long, out on the, out on the Sea of Galilee. And they were out on the fishing boat, and they've been fishing all night long and hadn't caught a thing, nothing, and just totally discouraged. And Jesus says to Peter, "Bring your nets and put them in the deep." And Peter did as Jesus bade him. But in a faithless way, he said, "This is useless. This is a useless trip. There are no fish upon the shore of Galilee today. With Andrew I have toiled all night and taken nigh. But Jesus saw beneath the surface. He saw the multitude of fish. He said to Peter, "Cast your net upon the right side of the boat." And Peter did as Jesus said, and lo, the net was filled. Now, Jesus was encouraging Peter to do what was going to support him. But Peter's like, "Man, I've done that. I've done it 100 times all night long. I'm tired of it. It doesn't work." But he listened, and he did it, and it did work. How often do we get to that point with our thoughts? I've done it 100 times. Oh my gosh. Sometimes we have to listen to our guidance. With all those thoughts running around that I talked about earlier, and having control, being able to grab a few of those that are in our forefront, we can do 3 different things with them. We can release them, we can maybe reformat them, or we can focus on them. So let me give you a couple examples. So let's say I have a thought that I need to release. My thought is, I am a terrible singer. Oh my gosh. But I love to sing with the songs. I'll turn the music on and I'm singing, la, la, la. But then I go, I am a terrible singer, you know? So if I take that thought and change it and release it to the universe, now when the music comes on and I sing with the music, I think I'd be able to enjoy it more. I don't have that thought of, oh, I'm singing terrible, I hope nobody heard me, you know? So maybe there's some thoughts that you might want to release. And now reformatting. Okay, so what I'm talking about with reformatting your thought is, let's say, and these are all examples, just, let's say I believe that I sing wonderfully. I have a great voice. But I only sing great if nobody's listening. As soon as I know somebody's there, oh my gosh, I lock down and can't sing at all. So the thought is supporting me when I'm alone and I can sing great, but then the other half of that thought isn't serving me whatsoever. So maybe I just want to go in and tweak that thought that I have, okay? And instead, maybe I say, I sing wonderfully all the time. Now, I can use that, and do it just like, an affirmation that Cindy taught us, and change that thought so that I believe that I sing wonderfully all the time. And guess what's going to happen? I'm going to be able now to share my energy with the world. I'm going to be comfortable in it, instead of holding back and not doing what I truly want to do. You might be able to relate to that. Okay, here's another example. Focusing. So let's say I have a thought, and I think it's really a great thought. I'm like, yeah, I can get into this. I resonate with it. I can see how it could just become wonderfully great, big. Oh, wow. But I don't have the time for that. I got to do this, this, and this. There's no way. I don't have time to do all that. So what happens? I let it go. It's like not listening to your guidance or your intuition. When you have a thought pop into your head, that's something coming at you. That might be spirit. That might open doors that you've never imagined. So you may want to go back and find that thought and take a look at it. It may be something that you want to invest some of your energy and truly focus on and let it grow and expand. So, take a moment, maybe, today, tomorrow, during the week, and take a look at your thoughts and decide, is this one I need to release? Do I need to reformat? Or is it one I really need to focus on? So, when we become aware of those thoughts and we change them up, we connect to God, we use our affirmations, we pray, we meditate, pull all our little things out of the basket, and we set our focus and our intentions, and we start creating, right? We're creating the abundance that we want, that wonderful life that we've set our sights on, and all of a sudden something happens. It's like, oh, wow, I'm getting a little payoff here. This is great. I'm doing what I need to be doing, right? God's supporting me. It's wonderful. We're chugging along, and months go by, and all of a sudden something else comes up. And I'm like, I know what to do. I'm going to do what I did before. I got this. Now I know how to create. I don't have to connect with God. I know what I'm doing, right? So I do ABC, and I do XYZ, and I'm waiting for that payoff that I had before. And guess what? It doesn't happen. I'm going, okay. So let me do ABC again. Let me do XYZ. And I'm all ready. And I'm looking for that change. And it doesn't happen. It's because we forgot to connect to God. It's the same experience that Peter had in the boat. Peter had fished all night long with the net. And until the moment that he connected with Jesus, he didn't get anything. He connected with Jesus, did what Jesus said, the net was filled. When we connect to God, to Source, we are filled. That's when we can manifest then with the abundance. It's a co-creation that supports us. In the Life and Teachings, in 9, which I kind of inspired this, okay, I want to read to you. It says, if we believe we are not prosperous, it is because we have isolated ourselves from this freely flowing abundance and built up the idol of lack. Now I want to read that one more time. Let it sink in. If we believe we are not prosperous, it is because we have isolated ourselves from the freely flowing abundance and built up the idol of lack. It goes on to say, we have made believe we are just a part of the whole, but everyone is merged in the whole because there is completion only in that unity. If one were out, it could not be complete. The moment we realize our unity with the complete condition, we find that we express it outward. That's telling us that when we connect in that oneness, there is so much power within us. We start expressing outwardly. We manifest and mold the world around us in that moment and time. And that's what we want to do. So, when we decide what we want, and we've focused in on it, and we've asked for it, we truly believe it, it's going to happen. And you may be sitting there saying, I've focused in on it, I truly want it, I've asked for it, it's not happening. It's usually because we can't see ourselves in that spot. We can't see where we want to get to. We have to be able to visually picture ourselves in that energy, in that moment of time, where we're going. Because if we don't have that, we can't get there. So you may want to go back and take a look at that thought. You may want to restructure it. You want something that you can see and focus on and hone in on so that you can get there. You have to own it. Know that by asking for it, it is yours already. The other tools that you might want to use, emotions and feelings. Our emotions and feelings are so strong. We don't realize it. I mean, think about when you're passionate about something, passionate about painting, passionate about children, whatever it is, when you throw that passion in to the mix, oh my gosh, you have just supercharged your desires. Put that passion in that visualization that you're trying to manifest, that's going to create the abundance in your life that you desire. You'll be surprised where it'll go. And remember that earlier I said we are creators, we create the abundance all around us. Everything that we have or have experienced, we called forth ourselves. It may not have been what we thought we wanted, but it is what we created. The good thing is that we can always change it. If we don't like where we're at, what we're living in, look at your thoughts and start changing them. You have the tools, the meditation, the prayer, connect with God, ask for what you want. So there's one more short little thing I wanted to read, and it's got really short affirmations here. What is the great expression that brings all things? I am abundance. This statement opens every avenue of expression and closes none. It recognizes the presence of God in all things and the conscious unity of the self with source of all good. You will find that this was the teachings of Jesus. It was abundance always, with no limitations whatsoever. I am knowledge. I am harmony. Use of these expressions will vitalize the energy of the body so that the results in a new awareness of abundance, harmony, and knowledge. So when you say, I am abundant, you're calling forth everything you want. You're stating that you own it, you accept it. Health, joy, happiness, wealth. And that's what we want. When you say, I am knowledge, what you're stating is that any question and answer out there, you are able to access. If you're wondering what's going on, connect. You'll get the answer. I am knowledge. It's there for the asking. I am harmony. This is a beautiful, peaceful affirmation. When I think of harmony, I think of the oneness, the tones, like when you hit the key on a piano or pluck the string on a guitar, the vibration just goes out just until it just fades away. It is the oneness of the universe. It's living at your peak and accepting all. Harmony. Now, I hope you guys use these affirmations, and I want you to take the affirmations that you've got from Cindy, and as you look at them, find one that really vibrates with you, and read it, and then close your eyes and paint your picture, your desire in that affirmation. Let the energy flow into it, and just see it fill your life. And hold on to that. And every time that you read it, that energy is going to be filled. It's just going to permeate the area and permeate you. It's going to change your life. So, who wants to become abundant with the law of prosperity? Yeah! So, let's go within. And just feel yourself in the seat and take a deep breath and release. And I want you to picture a large balloon overhead. And I want you to take everything that has been holding you back, all the things that you created that no longer serve you, all the thoughts of excess work, all the thoughts of things you have to do. Just let the balloon fill up with all those extra things. And once it's full, just give it a spin and let it go. There you go. And God, I ask to feel your love and light move through me. I ask to be fully connected to you. And just feel that column of light coming over you. And I want you to lift up just ever so slightly into that energy of creation. And at this level of creation, I want you to see your abundant life. I want you to paint that picture of what is right and perfect for you. No limitations. Just see your life being filled with all the things that support you, that make you happy. Love, relationships, joy, children, and yes, finances. Everything is there. Travel, health. Allow yourself to take in everything. And let that life that you've built expand even greater beyond your thoughts. Just see it moving, the energy moving out beyond what you can see, beyond the horizon. Knowing that it is going to continue to grow and expand. And God, we call forth your love and light in this creation. We ask that you are there with us, supporting us, as you are a part of every aspect in our life here. And we ask to take this energy back with us. We ask to hang on to every bit of it, being totally committed and knowing the power within us. And I want you to just send your love and light to your creation. And know that it is here for you to return and build upon. That it is with you all the time. Claim it as yours. God, we thank you for the gifts that you bestow upon us, the blessings, the enlightenment. And just feel yourself come down the column of light, holding on to the energy, holding on to the belief within. Take a breath and slowly open your eyes. So, go out and create the abundance that you truly want now. Thank you. Yay, God.